Good morning, kindergarten. Okay, for math today, we're continuing to work with our number bonds and stories and putting numbers together. And today, at first, we're going to work a lot with the number 9. And the special thing we're going to work on today, we'll practice just kind of like a normal story first, and then we're going to practice when we have a story, how we can make our picture in a 5 group so that it can help us solve our problems as we keep working on our addition problems and subtraction problems. So that's what we're going to do after we solve this first one, just to warm up our brains. So I want you to use your whiteboard, and you can either be on the number bond side or the blank side, but I want you to draw this story. I actually already drew a picture of it here, but I'll tell you the story, and you can draw your own on your story too. So it's Thursday morning, and I haven't quite had my breakfast yet, but you know I'm going to probably make my oatmeal in just a few minutes. And I wanted to put both strawberries and blueberries on my oatmeal. And I want to put 9 berries on total. And I want 5 of them to be strawberries and 4 of them to be blueberries. So go ahead and make that drawing. You can just draw them just like a normal picture to start. And go ahead and draw my 5 strawberries and my 4 blueberries. And maybe even think about what you're going to do with this number bond and where our numbers can go. So I'll give you a minute to draw that. And then I actually told you in my story, we didn't have to solve a problem today. I actually told you how many I had all together, and I told you one part, and I told you another part. So we didn't have to really count or solve anything yet, but that's what we're working towards. So we're going to work on making our drawings really organized with the 5 group in a few minutes. So if you remember, I told you I wanted 9 berries all together. So that means on our number bond, my whole is going to be that number 9. So go ahead and fill that in. And then one part is, of course, my strawberries, and I have 5 of those, so that's going to be one part here. And the other part is my 4 blueberries, and that part's going to go over here. Now, I want you to try to fill in this number sentence for me. I'm going to give you some blanks. I want it to start like this. 9 equals blank plus blank. Can you fill that in on your board? 9 equals blank plus blank. So you could do 5 and 4. You could have also said 9 equals 4 plus 5. It doesn't matter which way we do it. These are still my 2 parts. In subtraction, it matters which order we do it. It matters which number you take away. But here, it doesn't matter. We can put it in either order. All right, way to go. You can go ahead and erase your boards with this story, but maybe leave your number bond if you can. Well, yours is on your whiteboard, but I'm going to leave my number bond up because I want to keep using it. But I'm going to erase this picture. And now I have another story. Let's pretend that Mila, since she's our star student, has some beads that she's working with at home. So close your eyes and we'll listen to the story first. So Mila has some beads, and she's going to make a really cool bracelet or something at home while she's at home playing with her brother. And she has 6 beads to start with. And then, let's say her brother Leo finds 3 more beads for her to use. So she started with 6 beads, and her brother Leo brings her 3 more. And now she has 9. We could make this picture, but I'm actually going to tell you the answer again in my story. So here's what I want you to do. For this picture, I want us to start by drawing Mila's beads in a 5 group picture for our picture this time. So come to the blank side of your board, and remember our 5 groups, they stop at the number 5. So it'll look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And those are Mila's beads. And then I said her brother Leo brought her 3 more beads. Now, because this is a new part, and I want to be able to tell the difference between my 2 parts, I want the next dots I draw for Leo's beads to be different. So I'm going to draw them open circles instead of filling them in. So I have 6, and now I'm going to draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Now I want you to look how cool this is. When I draw this like this goes back to way the beginning of the year when we would just practice figuring out what number was in the 5 group drawing. And I would show you all those 5 group drawings. I know there's a little sunlight in my picture, I'm sorry. And so now when I look at this, after I make my picture, if I didn't tell you how many beads she had in all, we can just look at the 5 group and count it super duper quickly. So we can go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or maybe you just knew that when 1 on the end is missing, that's 9. Now I know the total so quickly. I didn't even have to count. I didn't have to use my fingers. I just looked at my drawing and it was organized, so I knew. Let's fill in this number bond. So I know that Mila started with 5, 6 beads. And I know Leo gave her 3 beads. And I know when I put those together, I get my 9. Now this time I want you to try to write 2 number sentences that look like this. These are 2 ways to write our addition sentences. Can you try to fill those in on your own? Sorry, my markers are in the way a little. So blank plus blank equals 9, and 9 equals blank plus blank. So you should have done 6 and 3, or you could have done 3 and 6, that's fine. And 9 equals 6 beads plus 3 beads. Amazing way to go. All right, if you're ready with that one, you can erase your boards. Very good, very good. And let's try one other problem together just for good practice. So you can leave, I'm leaving my number bond again, but you can erase everything on your picture. And go ahead and close your eyes again for my story. So let's say that this morning I am going to do a little coloring project. And I have 4 blue crayons, and I have 5 green crayons. And I want to know how many crayons I have all together. So 4 blue and 5 green. Okay, let's try to draw it in a 5 group with just some circles, and maybe we can switch our circles again to show the different parts. So my blue crayons, I had 4 blue crayons, so go ahead and draw those like you would draw a 5 group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I didn't have to start my next row because I only have 4. I didn't even get to 5 yet. But I wanted to do this problem because when we're drawing numbers in 5 groups, sorry, I want you to be able to see all the way. And there's a little sunlight. When we add on the next part, we'll have to remember that when we get to the 5th one, we need to come to the next row. So I had 4 of my blue crayons, and I have 5 green crayons. So now I'll use a closed circle to show my other part. So here's 1, and that completes my row of 5. Here's 1 green crayon, 2 green crayons, 3 green crayons, 4 green crayons, 5 green crayons. And look how easy this is again. This is a 5 group drawing of the number 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can see my parts super clearly. So I solved my problem this way. You can see my little dots there. So let's fill in our number bonds. So we have 4 open white circles. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for my green crayons, 5 closed circles. And I know that gives me 9. Let's practice this number sentence. Go ahead and fill in these blanks. See how all of your knowledge of 5 groups is really starting to pay off, and it's going to help you solve a lot of problems. And especially when you start working with bigger numbers, when you get to be in like first and second and third grade. All right, so we would have done 4 and 5 equals 9, and 9 equals 4 plus 5. Or you could have said 5 and 4, and 5 and 4 could have been switched down here. In addition, it doesn't matter the order as long as you pay attention to your symbols. Like if I was writing my own and maybe someone accidentally did this, remember how we said this is a big no-no. 9 plus 4 equals 5. No way, Jose. So you have to make sure we pay attention to where our symbols are because they tell us a lot of information. Amazing job. All right, well, that's all we're going to practice with today, but you guys can work on your workbooks, and thank you for all of your practice and just being such great mathematicians. And I will see you soon, or maybe I already saw you on our Zoom call, but I love you guys and I miss you.